welcome. My name is Kyle for the win, and welcome to a very different video than normal. Normally, you guys know me as a 100% Call of Duty player and channel, and that's what I have been for the past 7 years now. Actually, now that it's actually summer, because I started playing Modern Warfare 2 in summer of 2011. But what a lot of you guys didn't know is Call of Duty was not my first ever first-person shooter or my first ever Xbox game. I have played video games for probably about 10 years now, ever since I was about 8 or 9 years old, and the first ever game system that I played on is something that I'll show you on the screen right now, which was a handheld Sega device that was very old school, very it was fun though, because I mean it was my very first game. I didn't really know anything about video games. Didn't even know that an Xbox 360 was something that was actually real at that point, but I played on my little handheld thing all the time. I got a DSi and I got an Xbox in 2011, and Battlefield 3 was the first-person shooter and the first ever game that I got on Xbox 360 that involved shooting, first-person shooters, and what really got me into Call of Duty and got me into games in general. I'm super excited to play some Battlefield 3 for you guys live, talk about the game, talk about the memories I have, and just have a great time going back to my very first-person shooter. If you guys go to enjoy the video, a like would very much be appreciated. I don't know if Battlefield 3 content will be consistent on my channel, but if you guys do enjoy it, show it a lot of support, maybe I'll think about putting another video out there on Battlefield 3 or maybe Battlefield 4. But anyway, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in a full game of Battlefield 3, also known as my first-person shooter ever. Alright guys, hello, I want to welcome to Battlefield 3. Now, as I said before, this was my very first first-person shooter, and I got this game in 2011. I'm pretty sure it came out in 2011. And this was my very first-person shooter that I have ever played, and it is an amazing game. If you guys have never played Battlefield 3, you are 100% missing out on a ton. I mean, Battlefield 3 is what a lot of people say is one of the best Battlefield games ever. Besides maybe Battlefield Bad Company 2, which I did invest some time into, but I never played it that much. I mean, I've played it, but like, the time I've invested in it is nothing compared to Battlefield 3. Oh gosh, that was terrible. But yeah, this game is very good, and what I wanted to do in this video was just talk about the game, talk about when I got it, when, you know, where I was at that point, and just some of the memories I have from playing Battlefield 3, my very first-person shooter. I'll probably stop saying that because it's probably going to get annoying if I keep saying that. But me and my brother, or my twin actually, which is pretty cool, our family wasn't really into video games that much. I played them from about age 8 onwards. I started with a Sega console, which I'll actually put on the screen right now. It was a handheld video game that is super old now and super outdated, but that's the first thing I ever started with.
Over here.
Nice. And as you can see, it's super old. Like, it was probably one of the oldest handhelds, or maybe one of the first handhelds. It was probably one of the first handheld video game systems out there. I don't know for sure on that because, again, it was probably way before my time, honestly, when it came to actually playing video games for the first time. But as you can see on screen, that's what I started playing video games on. So I had no idea that there was even a console. I mean, I remember in 5th grade that I did play that I didn't know what an Xbox 360 was. I actually remember watching the Call of Duty Black Ops 1 trailer on my TV, again having no idea what it actually was. When I was younger, I actually thought it said Call of Duty Black Cops, not Black Ops, which is pretty funny. So I had no idea what video games were in general. And I mean, I played on a DSi for a little while. My neighbor had a Wii that I played on, pardon me. So, I mean, I've played video games for years, but I didn't actually get an Xbox until 2011. And that's when I actually got my very first Xbox console. It was an Xbox 360, which is obviously where I got Battlefield 3, and we weren't actually allowed to play M games in my house until I was a little bit older, and then it depended on the M game. So for example, Modern Warfare 3 was not allowed. Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2 was allowed, but I didn't get that game until a year after Battlefield 3 here. I got this one in, I think it was either winter or summer, or either the beginning of the year. I'm pretty sure it was the beginning of the year of 2011, when Battlefield 3 was just a little bit old. It wasn't a brand new game, but it wasn't like super young either. It was pretty new. So I got this game on that console, and we started out with Kinect on our Xbox 360, and then my brother had a friend that he played games with, and that actually kind of got us into the Xbox in general. And that game was called Battlefield 3. I remember him coming from school one day, or from his friend's house one day, and being like, so I just played this new game, it's called Battlefield 3, and we played it for hours and hours, and there's tanks and vehicles and stuff like that, and I thought it was just the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. I just was like, what? Really? That's crazy. And I know I'm sounding sarcastic, but like I was legitimately like, seriously, that sounds amazing. And so we looked it up, and we were like, okay, this is how much an Xbox is going to cost. And me and him put together our lawn mowing money, and we bought an Xbox 360. And we started playing Battlefield 3. And how it started was, he got Xbox Live through... He got Xbox Live through Battlefield 3, buying Battlefield 3, so he was the first person to have an Xbox Xbox Live, so we couldn't play multiplayer until he got that. So when he got Battlefield 3, then we were able to start playing multiplayer, and like, it was such a fun game. We would sit in our basement after school every single day playing Battlefield 3, and that was all we ever did, because we were addicted, which was pretty cool. And these guys, for some reason, aren't getting the B objective.
I'm fucking pinned down!
So it started with him, basically, and we would. Okay, so, yeah, that's the memory I have of this game, and we played the campaign, and this was my first ever campaign as well, and I was just, like, amazed. Like, this game, overall, is just fantastic. And again, if you guys have never played Battlefield 3, you are 100% missing out on a masterpiece of a game. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 are the best Battlefields in my opinion, and I think a lot of people will agree with that statement. I mean, this game was just amazing. It was also a different time. I was actually in 6th grade when this game came out, so I was pretty young for playing M games, I'll admit, but it was allowed in my house, which was pretty cool. So I mean, overall, just Battlefield 3 is a fantastic game. As you can see here in the gameplay, I've got some experience. I've definitely got some experience What the heck just happened there? Killed by admin. Is it because I'm too good or something? Oh no, they switched. Oh, they switched teams. Oh. They probably should have switched teams earlier because we are down to 17 tickets left. So if we don't get an objective, we lose. So I'm not really sure why he did that. So now I'm 18-5 on the attacker side. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, me and Luke would play. That's his name, by the way. We would play in our basement all day, every day after school. We would switch off every death, which was pretty hilarious. So one of us would die, and then we'd be like, okay, we have to switch off, or sometimes we'd do every 2 or 3 deaths. And it was really, really fun. And I remember that very well. I mean, it was just a great time in my childhood and in my life in general. Just really, really enjoyed Battlefield 3. And as I said, he was the only one that had Xbox Live, so we had to switch off. We played the campaign together, and it was just a lot of fun. We played with friends as well. He actually played a little bit more than me, which is hard to believe because he doesn't even really play video games anymore. But yeah, I mean, just great memories from this game overall. I have a lot of nostalgia for this game because it was my first ever first-person shooter. This game and Modern Warfare 2 were my first and second. Call of Duty games, or first-person shooters, basically. Oh my gosh, my teammates are not helping me. We're gonna lose this game. Yeah, we have 8 tickets left. Okay. All right. No! We're gonna lose this game, but it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to really talk to you guys about Battlefield 3, show it to you in a little bit. I really don't care if we win or not, but I mean, this game is great, and as I said, if you guys have never played it, I highly, highly recommend you guys give it a go. It's an overall fantastic game, and if we die one more time, that's it. Well, we lost, but it doesn't really matter because I just wanted to show you guys my very first-person shooter. Talk to you guys about how I felt about it. We went 23-8, which is not bad at all. I think that's a pretty good score overall. As you can see, I'm Eagle level 7, which is the highest rank. I don't know what the other account is that we played on, but as I said, we played Battlefield 3 a lot. We bought Premium together. We played all the DLCs. It was just an overall really good time in my life. He actually doesn't play video games anymore. He is, you know, he just isn't into them anymore. I still am crazy about them. I think they're super, super fun. But he's not into them anymore, and things change. I don't know, they do, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about my very first-person shooter. And yeah, if you guys want to see any more Battlefield 3 content, make sure to leave a like or watch it, or just give me your thoughts about the video in general. I love this game. I will play it as many times as you guys want it to be played. And leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. Make sure to check out all of my other recent Black Ops 4 videos. And I will see you guys, if you want, on some more Battlefield 3 videos very, very soon.